All right, so today on Good Morning Britain, a British World War II veteran breaks down live on TV over the state of the country. Rows and rows of white tombs for what? A country of today? No, I'm sorry. The sacrifice wasn't worth the result. I fought for freedom, and it's darn sight worse now than when I fought. And we're gonna go ahead and watch this because this is actually pretty wild. But knowing what the state of the UK and Britain's going through right now, it's actually not surprising. So let's go ahead and play this.
What does Remembrance Sunday mean for you? What is your message?
My message is I can see in my mind's eye those rows and rows of white stones of all the hundreds of my friends and everybody else that gave their lives for what? The country of today. No, I'm sorry. The sacrifice wasn't worth the result that it is now.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
What do you mean by that, though, at this point?
What we fought for, and what we fought for was our freedom. We find that even now it's darn sight worse than what it was when I fought for it.
Oh, Alec, I'm sorry you feel like that, because I want you to know that all the generations that have come since, including me and my children, are so grateful for your bravery and all that for
that is pretty hard to listen to this veteran speak out like that. Britain during World War II went through a lot. They've had to fight in France with the evacuation at Dunkirk, and we all know how that fucking went. They had to prepare for the invasion when Germany launched the Blitz on London, well, Britain at the time, and just like for 6 months straight, they had waves of fighters and bombers, and these guys did not have the manpower at the time. Granted, they had the Spitfire, but with what happened during World War One, like the Battle of the Somme, you had so many males that were just slaughtered by machine gun fire, and now you had Germany 20 years later on the footsteps of Britain, and there's only a few soldiers at the time for Britain that were able to combat them. And we're going to get into a story right after this video. We got a minute left on this, and we're going to talk about Alex Parson and this video.
service personnel, and it's our job now, isn't it, to make it the country that you fought for. You absolutely fought for.
That is it.
And we will do. We want to...
I'm so wonderful to know there are people.
And today is his 100th birthday, so happy birthday, Alex. And this is what I want this channel to be about. I want to I want these stories of these men who I got the privilege. I get to listen. Through my work, I get to listen to a lot of audio books at the time, so I'm listening to all their stories. Ones that wrote memoirs, ones who've had memoirs written, their biographies written about them, their stories, and I actually want to bring that to this channel of these stories of men who, so we can remember what they fought for, what they did, and so on.
Like you, that can spread the word around.
We will do.
We are
Younger
going to get
generation.
that.
And I guarantee that everybody watching at home will be wanting you to send lots of love. We've got another little bit special thing for you, Alec. We've got the D-Day darlings here. Come on over, guys. You've got a little special present for him.
Ooh.
Come and give it if you can, to thank you for all your many brave years of service and others like you.
This is our album, Alec, and I know you love a lot of the songs on there. And this is the least we can do. This is such a small thing, but you know we love you so much, Alec.
And it's all signed for you there as
These
well.
young ladies are like my own daughters.
All right, so we're done with that. Let's go back. And I got a story here from the BritishLegion.org UK. And we're going to go Coming Home, Alex story. 2025 marks the 80 years since the end of the Second World War. Although the fighting was over, millions of lives have been lost. Nations had to rebuild, and people all over Europe had to find their way home. And Alex Pinstone, he was 15 years old working in a factory when the war broke out in 1939. And there's him in his sailor uniform with his newlywed. Let's see. As the Blitz started in London, I volunteered as a part-time air raid precautions messenger and served all the way through the Blitz in 1940 to 41 as messenger. The moments at 15 years of age, pulling bodies out of bombed buildings, you grow up very quickly. My mates were all growing up. Sorry about that. My mates were all going up, joining up, and I decided I don't want to stay there any longer. I went and joined the Royal Navy, joined as a HO, a hydrographic officer, and that was the start of it. I was offered the job of either radar or S-Tech, submarine detecting, and as a submarine detecting paid 9 pence more, I naturally went with the higher rate, which... Here's another picture of Alex in his Navy uniform. Alex joined the Royal Navy after he promised his father he would not fight he would not serve in the trenches because of the horrors he witnessed in World War I. He finished his training in December 1943 and was quickly drafted and assigned on board of a submarine, much to his surprise. Alex served on the submarines before being moved to the HMS Campania, an escort aircraft carrier, and took part of the Arctic convoys to Russia. So this 1943, so Arctic convoys during Russia at this time would go through the North Sea, and they would actually have to go fight German planes that were patrolling through Norway, and at this time they were going to Archangel, Russia, and that even has its own story from World War I when a bunch of British, French, and American soldiers, mostly from Detroit, had went there to help supply, or there was a bunch of supplies there that they were trying to secure and help open the Eastern Front as the Russian Revolution was going on. Let's see. The ship played a vital role in D-Day landings, as it was used to sweep for mines and search for U-boats. Alex spent his time 3 decks down on constant action station and on watch, listening out for torpedoes, mines, and U-boats. After a week in the Normandy area, Alec and the HMS Campania returned to their duties in the Arctic convoy and made a total of 10 crossings. And here he is right here in present day. And we just seen that video of him. Well, Jesus, this is probably a few years older. Well, no, this is 2025. And I do apologize. I'm pretty bad at speaking, but I'm hoping to change that. Between convoys, we used to poke into all the Norwegian forts, did what we called shipping strikes with the swordfish torpedo planes. That's what they used to help sink the German battleship Bismarck. We were all we were off doing that. We had no inkling at all that the war was finished. It was only when it came on the news, on the radio, and I couldn't believe it. As a matter of fact, it got a bit naughty because somebody got the ship's bell and was playing football with it on the flight deck, which didn't go very well with the skipper, which is, yeah. After VE Day, Alex returned to the UK with his fiancée Gladys, but it wasn't long before he was drafted to help with the war effort still waging in the Far East. And fighting love. Alex had met Gladys on Christmas Eve 1943 while on an unexpected leave from the Arctic convoys. The couple decided to marry before Alex returned to the sea in the Far East. And here's a family picture of Alex and his newlywed with their families. This is probably Gladys' mother and father. And let's see. After securing a few days' leave, the couple married on July 21st, 1945, and then 2 days later, Alex returned to duty. We got married on the Sunday at 2 o'clock, and at 7 o'clock on the Monday morning, I had to say goodbye to her. Alex served for further 14 months after the war ended before he finally dismobiled on September 1946. When he returned home, much had changed, including his relationship with his wife, but despite some initial setbacks, Alex and Gladys, I gotta remember that. No, not well, yeah. Let's remember Alex and Gladys. But despite some initial setbacks, Alex and Gladys had been happily married for 75 years. And there's just some more pictures, news and updates, remembrance, but yeah, that's actually pretty sad to hear that this World War II veteran actually feels this way, but it's actually surprisingly not uncommon over the past few years, especially from 2020 2024. We've had quite a few here in America that were openly speaking out that this is not what the countries that they fought for. This wasn't the freedom that they fought for, and it's yeah, this is times are bad right now, but they're not always going to be bad. Things will always look up. It's always gets better after the storm and such. We just got to rebuild and remember our foundations, our roots, and we got to remember that these men who fought in absolute pure evil at the time. But yeah, so that's all I want to talk about. If you like this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. And if you got any comments, go ahead and leave them down below, and I will see you in the next one.